not here, but I'm thinking like there, right? Like
you gotta give
So one up,
but you gotta give me angular. You can't give me arched eyebrows like a fucking cartoon character.
So wait.
You gotta give me angular eyebrows, and one of them's gonna be arched like the Rock. Right?
So one
You gotta
up,
make me look like the villain from Flash Gordon.
Like I'm saying, like one up and right, and then the other one like.
Yeah, like questioning.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then
Like
the
he's-
eyes.
Yeah.
Like he's questioning.
Oh yeah, I like that.
You know
But
what
it should be more angular, like a
Like he's saying with like a
Like
V
sharp.
shape.
Oh,
V,
more like
very
this.
like yeah. What do you think about that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right,
That's a
let's try
Mr.
that.
Mix-Up.
All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. All right, everybody, we're here at SPX. I am Johnny C. I'm here with my good pal Dino. They've decided by committee that I am missing eyebrows, so Dino here is gonna put some eyebrows on me. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I think I started this side.
Yeah, hold on, let me get the hat off. There you go.
Go.
Taking on a Submariner type of look. Looks like an early Submariner in an amazing way.
Do I look like I could be fucking Sue Richards?
Oh, dude.
Right on.
Knee Richards.
Or fighting Tony Stark.
There we go.
There you
It's
go.
like Spock.
This is what it's like to get cosmetic surgery from somebody who worked at Marvel. Yeah, this is next level shit. This might be the most valuable fucking thing illustrated at SPX this weekend. Thanks, brother. That's fucking dope. That's dope, dude. Thank you.
Come on, look at me.
Available now in the Philview February catalog. It's the Mighty Mascots. Born from a 3D printing accident, the weirdest superhero team ever hits comic book shops this spring. From Philbo Distribution. Featuring a killer variant cover by the legendary Chris Giarusso. Ask your local shop to reserve copies today. The Mighty Mascots, Issue 1.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. With me, as always, Johnny C., creator of Sartana the Comic, Surrounded by Death and the Pond. For who, Johnny?
My good cousin Roger Morocco.
And our third co-host, the Time Lord of Tangents himself, Harry G. What's up, fellas?
What's up, everybody? What's
Not
going
too
on?
much.
Not much.
It
Felt
sounds
like
like
Steve
48
the other
hours to
day,
continue.
though.
Uh-oh. Guys are jumping on each other. What was that?
Go for it, Harry.
No, I'm just saying it seems like 48 hours since I've seen you guys.
Yeah, is that what
so
you were
weird.
going to say, Johnny?
That's exactly what I was saying.
You had that.
You guys-
you had that
You guys did a
ESPN,
mind meld. Like, what is that? Vulcan mind meld there?
100%.
like in Ghostbusters. When what is this?
Yeah,
What card am I
exactly.
holding?
I feel like
Yeah,
I would
couple
get
wavy
zapped
lines.
anyway, though.
Nice. We all got to see each other 48 hours ago at I think it was the first Burlington PopCon. Was it,
Well,
Johnny?
if I heard correctly, they did it once pre-COVID, and they never got to do it again since. So this was the first kind of relaunch
Gotcha.
where they hope to do it consistently. So, and it was a real good time. Bluey blew it out of the water.
Yeah, I know. I meant to circle back with Amy yesterday and see if she could edit that together so we could throw it up here. We kind of made a funny video with the line of people that were waiting to meet Bluey, which I guess like is a thing now because they were saying like it's like that those Central Park people that dress up as like superheroes and charge people.
Don't remind me.
Oh yeah, did you get
So- so
accosted by
I
some
saw-
of those?
I did.
What's
I
that?
did actually.
Did
Yeah,
you really?
Elmo character. I mean, yeah.
Well, I guess like even if you go to the mall now, that's a thing. Like they charge you to take pictures with people in like costumes. Is that like a? It's so wild, right? I would think that would be something that would be for free, but I don't know.
I do have the one good photo that we did take all together with
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. I want to see if she can put all that into like a fun video. We took a picture with the here, let me blow you up, Johnny. The two people dressed as Wicked, the Glenda and the witch. Which was awesome.
You're very close to Glenda, Keith.
Yeah.
yeah, she actually she was picking my nose a little bit there.
Yeah, right. But it was a fun time. Like I feel like if they tweak it a little bit, I think it's gonna be a pretty cool show.
Yeah, and so the other cool thing that was happening there that's kind of like unlike any other Comic-Con or even any other public library con is that they had the Boston Dynamics robot there.
Yes,
that was on the
interesting.
first floor. We missed that because we were on the second floor.
Yeah.
But to that point, I got to watch a little bit of it on their Instagram page, and it was very cool.
Oh, cool. I reached out to them too yesterday to see if that's something maybe we could get happening at our show. Which
if they
cool.
reply back to
That'd be
you,
cool.
ask if they want to hire a mediocre comic creator.
Okay.
I need a job.
Oh, wait a second.
Well, if
What's
you come to
this?
the show, you probably
Well,
can
huh?
drop off a resume. at the
I'm going to
table.
bring my resume to the show if they're going to be there.
Amazing. But I think that would be really cool. Like I offered them, a table and where they could like do displays all day or like walk it around the show, when it's dead or whatever. I think that'd be
Right
cool.
on.
And
I
it's,
think that's cool because it
bigger
really
than-
it's a piece of sci-fi brought to life. It's something you would see in a comic. I mean, if the thing was painted appropriately, it would look like a transformer. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would look like Ravage from
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Exactly. I was
crazy.
going to say
That
that,
would be
actually.
cool. If they could do like different skins on it and make it look like Ravage, that would be awesome.
Somebody I think it was Ryan Santos, who was also at the show this past weekend,
Yep.
was telling me that they did skin one to look like the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, really?
Some really like intricate and complex movement to it. So to that point, that's really cool. And if they can do that, then what else can they do? I mean, the sky's
right.
imagine just a fully functional walking around Bumblebee. Like that would be awesome.
Oh my god, that'd be
You know?
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, man, that would be awesome. I'd be
I was
all for that.
I was telling Keith over the weekend that the company I work for makes parts for Boston Dynamics. Like one of the
really?
companies they make parts for. So yeah, so maybe
that's
I can help
cool.
you out. Maybe I'll say I'll
Put
let
in a
them
good
know
word
that,
for me.
I mean, we make parts. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll do my best.
Do you actually know people over there? Like, do you actually hand deliver the stuff? Or
No.
Oh, okay.
Not them, but no.
Just
but
slip.
I know I've seen
my
their
resume into one of the deliveries. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you, Harry. I was going to say just slip my resume
No,
into
no,
one
that's
of the
okay.
deliveries.
willing
I'm sure
to
they'll
do
say
anything?
yes, right?
Well, it's funny. I
I'm sure
remember
they'll agree
hearing.
to-
Sorry, I was just gonna say it's
Go ahead,
funny
John. No,
about
sorry.
going
I
to
think
the
I'm on the-
extreme. It's funny about going to the extreme to get noticed for something like a job, because when I used to intern for a local Boston radio station, I would hear stories about how bands would kind of like do things to like get their tape played. Like they would send their demo in with like cookies, or I guess one time they had a guy in a gorilla suit, bring it. Like so little things like that to try to kind of influence to get like their tape on the air.
Yeah,
So
right.
to that point, I mean, is that to say that the same thing could be said for comics? Is there?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a story out there where somebody in comics. Actually, I can point to that. Jim Shooter. Wasn't Jim Shooter like as a kid knocking at Marvel's door looking for a job?
Yeah, like
look
he
what
was
that got him.
mailing in scripts when he was like 15 years old or something. Like it was crazy.
There you go.
He's just such a fanboy and all that, and turned it into a job.
and also, and real quick, speaking of comic creators, R.I.P. to Jerry Conway.
Yeah, happened today.
One of my all-time favorite characters, Frank Castle, the Punisher.
I actually had some insight. I don't know if I told you, because I know John Cimino really well, who is was his, like, you know, he set up conventions for him, and like, you know, he kind of told me, like, I don't know, maybe at the beginning of the year, last time I talked to him on the phone, he was telling me Jerry wasn't doing well, and that, you know, he'd be surprised if, you know, by summer, you know, and here we are. So
That's sad.
Yeah, it kind of is, you know, it really is. Like, Jerry, I mean, that guy did so much stuff, like, outside of the Punisher, that I didn't realize. Like, he worked on Firestorm, and, you know, didn't he did a bunch of Spider-Mans, and he created a bunch of characters.
He co-created Man-Thing as well, I think. Another one of my
did
favorite
he?
characters. Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
Him and Roy, right? Him and Roy created, or
I
something
believe
like
so.
that.
Yeah, I'd have to Google it and check it up. And if somebody wants to fact check me in the chat, please do. But to that point, one of the things I did like about him, and just so I can pontificate, is when he was active on social media, right? And I'd see when my old Twitter account was alive still. You know, I followed him, and I would always get the updates.
Yeah,
because he was very active, and he would always go to bat for the Punisher being the character that he is. So people would idolize him. Like, you know, they would co-opt the logo for different meanings and things. And he would always dial it and bring it back to what it's meant for, comics. And that it's not something that needs to be adulated and all that good stuff. And, you know, like, he kept reminding us it's a character, not a persona to look up to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I hate how, like, people, you know, like, I understand the people, like, they opt, like, cool logos, and, like, you know, they take symbology for whatever they want to use it for, but, like, it shouldn't, like, affect how you view that character. Like, that's the one thing that drove me nuts about, you know. And then even Marvel, the last few years, when they tried to change it into more of a, like,
because they didn't know how to handle it. They didn't know what to do with themselves. That was the problem.
And all you had to do was just see, this is what drives me nuts about Marvel. Every few years, they always try to change the Punisher into something else. And they ultimately realize that no one wants that. And then once you go back to what the Punisher is, the kind of character he is, you have major success with it.
Right. He always works best when he's treated the way he should be treated.
Exactly. How many
not
times
as an anti-hero, not as an actual hero. If he does good, it's only by the byproduct of eliminating bad. That's
right. And, like, I mean, I hate, like, they did. I mean, how many times I can think of 3 instances off the top of my head when they did the Angel Punisher thing with Marvel Knights.
Yeah.
Then our Ennis had to come back and reset it to what it was supposed to be
with one line.
Yes,
and that was the line that it brought me back to comics. I was out of comics at that point, and then it was that one throwaway line. He goes, "Died once, didn't take."
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
So good.
Fucking badass.
And then Remender tried to do the whole Frankencastle thing. That was terrible. And they had to go back to, you know, back to the Punisher.
It was
and
just
then
like a side quest, I feel like. I feel like they wanted to do, like, just a side thing just to make it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then most recently with the hand, where he's part of the hand, and they changed the logo. It was just awful. And and now Ben Percy kind of did the Garth Ennis thing. He just started a new mini-series. I don't know if you read it yet, Johnny, but
I haven't read it. Yeah, I haven't read it yet.
It just starts with the Punisher waking up, and that's it. You don't even explain, like, you know, that he was dead and all this other shit.
Yeah,
it's just like
he got sent off to Weird World or all that stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't know what the
none of
hell
that.
happened to him. He's lost his mind, and that's how the story starts. And I was like,
Love that.
perfect,
Love
you
that.
know.
Which on-screen Punisher is your favorite?
Well, so it's funny because I feel like the Dolph Lundgren movie feels the most like the character. but he doesn't have the logo, so it doesn't feel like it's complete. And then I feel like the Tom Jane one is just like a misrepresentation of the character. The Ray, oh God, I forget the guy's name, but he was also in Thor, and he was awesome, and he passed away. Great actor. But that version was good, but there's like an unbalance between those movies.
He looked like the Punisher the most.
He looked like Mitch Gerard's version of the character.
Yes.
Which I liked.
And that version of the movie was very Garth Ennis. Very Garth Ennis.
It was, but so here's the problem I have with those two movies. If we take the Tom Jane movie and the Punisher Warzone, I gotta remember that guy, Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson,
the guy's the man, R.I.P., God rest his soul as well. He was awesome. He was awesome as the Punisher. But Ray Stevenson, the 2004 Thomas Jane Punisher movie took the Welcome Back Frank story, which was kind of a little cartoony and goofy and kind of tongue-in-cheek, and it played it very seriously. Like that movie has a pretty serious tone.
It does.
And so it doesn't feel like it aligns with the story that it's based on very well. And a lot of it just kind of feels slapped together. And it's like, oh, here's Jane the Mouse, and here's the other guy.
The best parts, and then didn't know what to do, how to link it all together. Yeah,
right. It's almost like they took Welcome Back Frank, threw it in a blender, and whatever shook out, that's what they filmed.
Yeah,
and it really doesn't feel great.
And then
to me in that regard.
Took the parts that weren't used and you from the Ennis stuff and put it in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I could say there's maybe about 4 to 5 solid minutes of action in that movie I enjoy. And then when you've got to the Warzone, which is a very over-the-top, very comedic movie, that is based on a very serious storyline from the Max run.
Yeah.
And so, but then they just flipped it around. Was it Gary Coleman was pretty good as the Punisher? I did not know that happened.
Yeah, I
had no idea either.
I'm sure it's a joke. Which would be great if it's not.
Which one was
the Warzone? I give props for having a character called Looney Bin Jim.
Looney Bin Jim, hells yeah! And Jigsaw was really good in that. I
was like, I'm gonna go get my applesauce. But
I heard recently that Kevin. I heard recently that Kevin Nash was actually stabbed for real in the movie.
Yeah, he was actually.
Oh wow!
I had no idea.
Heard that story. He took that knife that when Tom Jane stabs him, and I guess that really does stab him. And he just
kidding.
kind of and he just like kind of goes with it, and but he really did get stabbed there.
God.
Right, for him to hold that, to get actively stabbed and not react.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's nuts.
Only a pro wrestler, right? Somebody who took so many bumps in
right.
their life could probably get stabbed like that on camera and not flinch.
Yeah, right.
Pretty close to his heart, though. That's like
I know. Could you imagine?
Can you imagine if it killed him? Oh my god!
But
to kind of cap this off, because we have our first guest, I will say that I think my favorites is probably Bernthal. Like right now,
Bernthal.
Oh,
So
really?
he doesn't look really like the Punisher,
Shane.
but his intensity and his acting really make up for that lack of not looking like Frank Castle. I like his take on the character,
Yeah, I think he looks the most and feels the most like the character in the Spider-Man trailer.
Yes.
So I'm very excited to see that version of the character.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And you have a favorite, Harry, before we bring in the guest?
I guess the one with Kevin Nash one. That one. I guess that's
Tom Jane,
probably
2004.
Yeah,
Tom Jane
I
didn't
guess
really
so.
look
I mean,
like the Punisher either, but the thing I liked about Jane is he legit loved the character. Like you could tell. Like you remember he made that like short movie after and everything. I think out of his own on his own dime and everything. I thought that was cool, So I always give him props for that because he played it good. It's just the movie could have been better. The script could have been better,
Agreed.
So, but overall, like, I mean, those last few takes have been decent,
I'm excited for the future of the character in cinema with Spider-Man.
Same. So, but all right, yeah. So getting on with the show, we got some great guests tonight.
Some jam-packed show tonight.
Austin Light is our first guest, who's been on the show before. Great
Returning guest.
back with a new Kickstarter, and then the two guests coming up after him are brand new to the show. At least I don't think they've been on. They might have been on when we had the Tales from the Cloakroom team. I don't know if they were one of those guys. I know they worked on that anthology.
I think
but
so.
I don't know if they were one of the people that was on the show, but we'll find out later on. But yeah, let's bring in our first guest tonight since we're already running a tiny bit behind.
I've been yapping too much.
Yeah, I know. Talking Punisher. Without further ado, tonight's first guest, Austin Light. What's going on?
What's
Austin?
up?
There he is.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. What's going on, man? What's new?
Oh, just working on this really grand slam, big swing Kickstarter.
I like now the horns. Are those new? Or those?
I can't remember if I had them last time or not. But like sometimes the camera is just like cutting them off.
Like you can't.
But I've had them for about 2-ish years now. I got them off like a TikTok shop, and
Nice.
I love them. Everybody loves them, so they work.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of horns, I just heard I was listening to Howard Stern earlier today, and he said that there's like a thing in the news that some guy just got like one of those I'm not sure if he was in like the rodeo or something. He got impaled by a horn in the rear.
Oh my
And
god.
They had to reconstruct his internal lining of his backside.
Yikes.
Oh
my god. That's not good. Not good at all.
The internal lining of the
you know what I'm talking about.
The O-ring.
Yeah, the O-ring.
Right, exactly.
The old brown star.
Right, right. That's rough. That's rough.
Exactly. Right.
So
can you imagine?
Yeah, and, well, I can, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to. At least you know you have a defense mechanism in case you need to
Imagine
gore somebody, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's one of the things that I've actually got to put in early on in issue number 3 with one of my characters impaling with their horns, because I've seen all these demons with kick-ass horns and stuff. Like, let's use them.
Yeah, right. You never see them use them or anything,
Hell's yeah.
I was great. That's a cool idea.
Is there all right? So let me actually throw a question out there. Is there a particular demon whose horns you're fond of? Character
Not
or whatever?
Hellboy.
Well, so a lot of people would say Hellboy. Austin, what would you say?
I like Hellboys because they're on his like brow right here.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like way back here, like on like your temple or like the back of the skull or like just over the ear. And like, I don't find that to be very useful. Like I said, I want them to be used.
Yeah.
But I also have some characters that have them in different places. Yeah. And like, there's a few, so like I'm an old World of Warcraft nerd back when Legion came out and we were playing the Demon Hunters. There was a lot of horns that I liked for the Demon Hunters. I felt like they could be actual headbutting rams or goring things. So
that's awesome.
How about you, Keith?
No, I gotta admit, I do like Hellboys as well, but like I always like the fact that he always cut them and then he would like grind them down. Like I thought that was a really cool idea. Like, he just didn't want the he always fought his demon side, like I thought that was cool.
Well, it's a great character trait, right? For because it's like he's resisting and fighting his inner self, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like fighting like that. Wasn't there a prophecy where he was supposed to
Unrama
take over hell or something? Yeah,
there you go. And and also too, just to like, that's a really great trait for comics where it's like you're going to take something visual about a character to help explain who he is.
Yeah,
what
100%.
they are. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, and so Austin, when I told these guys you were coming on again, we were like, oh boy, we could talk cryptids and aliens and everything else again.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
So Harry, did you came up with some aliens questions, didn't you?
Well, no, I was just wondering what your take was on the missing scientists. Have you heard about that story? Like the 11 missing scientists since
Well,
since
hey, well,
2023.
before we talk about this, do we all have to make our
Yeah.
our statements?
Yes, I'll go first. I'll go first because anybody that talks about them goes missing or found dead. So I'll just start off by saying
I didn't kill myself.
I hate science. Yeah, I was horrible at science, and I don't believe in it. So don't come after me.
I don't even want to tempt fate and talk about this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to plead the fifth.
Right.
I don't know what this is about.
Oh, you don't?
If you just Google it, like it'll come up immediately.
So
all I'm
Austin,
gonna
you
say
haven't heard
is-
about this?
No, not yet. This hasn't been on my radar.
Wow,
Harry,
okay.
give us the Cliff
all
Notes
I'm gonna
version.
say,
Yeah, give the Cliff
all
Notes
I'm gonna
version.
say is since 2023, 11 scientists who have worked for NASA and nuclear, part of the nuclear, nuclear scientists have gone missing or found dead. They're not found missing. They're never found, or they were found dead. So they worked either in the nuclear field or in the UFO program. And this one guy who was found, it was missing. I think he was one of the latest scientists to go missing. It was this guy, what's his name? Neil McCarland. He worked at Wright-Patterson Air Force Field. That's where the debris from the supposed debris from Area 51 was kept, along with biological remains. And he's gone. I think he went hiking and he never came back. And so all these cases are bizarre, like they happened in the last few years. And there's like one story that I don't know her name. I'm not gonna use any names here, but besides the last guy. But there was two women that were hiking. It's like a friend, the scientist and her friend. The scientist's friend was a few steps ahead of her, and then she turned around to say something to her friend, the scientist, and she was gone, and she hasn't been found since. I don't know how long
That's
ago that was,
sketchy.
but that's crazy. Like,
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
even
you're
know
right.
any of. Like, I didn't even hear that one. I mean, I've only heard the story. I just don't even know any of these individual instances. That's pretty crazy, though.
This sounds like they
Yeah,
have some kind of concept of the technology
Right.
for these great
and
leaps forward.
and again, I'm all for. I don't know anything about science, but President Trump was about to announce, give away, some, the findings, of, what we know of UFOs or whatever. And right before that happened, this guy goes missing. Like all these people are missing all of a sudden. Is this like time? The timing is a little suspicious, I think.
It is
like,
quite suspicious.
coincidental.
I think
Not to mention the ancient aliens people. Right. Nothing happens by accident. I mean, I've heard. I don't know.
I think you're onto something, though, Austin. People who've seen or held the key to technological leaps forward, right? And maybe it's just that we aren't ready for that yet.
Well,
I just realized the
that's
same
the
thing
point.
happened in V. Remember that miniseries V? Remember
No.
that miniseries V? With the,
I mean, I
with the,
remember V,
lizard,
but I
the
don't
lizard
remember
people?
that happening in V.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
right when they came here, right when they came here in peace, the first order of business was like they kidnapped all the scientists, so they wouldn't like find a way to like stop them.
That makes sense.
Oh,
So
That's
That's a
cool.
smart
like,
tactic.
yeah,
What were you going to say, Austin?
really.
I was going to say that I think that it's kind of a shoddy excuse that we're not ready yet for these things, because I think that they're just wanting to like hold on to the resources and the what we know right now, like the oil and gas.
Well-
Like I'm not completely convinced that there isn't such thing as that like hydro powered engine. I'm not I think that's got to be possible. Like it's got to be, like we can't come
well,
this far. in
I'll tell you
technology
what.
and not understand this yet.
I know one guy who's not ready for aliens to be probed. That guy that got impaled by the bull.
That guy's already done.
The guys got impaled by what? Impaled.
The bull.
The bull
with the
incident.
horn.
Oh, the bull. Yeah.
The
He's had
bull.
en-
Yeah.
He's
I
had
will
enough.
say though, the interesting thing about the UFOs topic right now, it's like it's kind of gone from the world of
Denial.
conspiracy, where it kind of feels like it's a real thing now. Like it's flipped, you know, especially since that documentary that came out 2 months ago or whatever, the declassified one that was it on Netflix? I think I watched it on your Plex, Johnny. But I forget the name of it. But it like had all these credible people in the government talking about this stuff, and it was like, I don't know, it's kind of weird how it's like flipped into this.
You always got to be careful with government like appointed positions here, because there's a lot of them that are just there to like throw you. They're like Louis Elizondo. I'm not completely convinced he's just somebody that they're like puppeting. So
No, this was more. I don't know if you've
about,
seen that documentary. It was more like whistleblowers within, like
exactly.
Like army and things like that.
Chief.
Like that scene stuff.
The one
Keith,
that I really like is David Fravor. He's my key, my most trusted person as far as government and people to. Fravor was the pilot that was off of the Nimitz ship that saw the Tic Tac, and he was corroborated by his co-pilot and then the two that were in the other jet. So all of their statements put together
you
really
gotta
paint
trust
a
pilots.
really nice picture.
You
Yeah,
gotta
it's
trust
tough
the pilots, 'cause
they saw with
would
their own
know
eyes, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Was
I've
Bob
listened to
Lazar
it.
part of that documentary, Keith? That
Who?
that you listened to? Bob
What's the
Lazar.
name?
Because
Bob Lazar.
so
don't
Bob
remember.
Lazar is the guy that he worked at the Area 51, and he left. But he claims to have seen actual UFOs and like aliens, dead bodies, and why would he admit to he's like a trusted scientist, and why he puts his life at risk by giving anything away, not only his life but his family's life, but yet he came forward and said, I'm sure he's part of a lot of like documentaries. He's very well known.
Okay.
I love Bob Lazar. Now whether I
Yeah.
completely trust him, I don't know, but I've listened to him several times on Rogan, and I'm with Joe on Bob because he just seems very consistent with everything he talks about. Like it's all very. There's no fumbling really. There's no like
I'll have
vagueness.
to check out one of those interviews then. Like I don't think I'm aware of this guy.
Oh,
That's
he's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Shay Martin has a great point here. Pop culture is going to change like crazy if aliens are confirmed. So much of our culture is based on what we think alien life is. I don't think we could have a proper sci-fi story if it happens. Well,
That's the thing.
or it would turn
Oh, yeah.
into Star Trek,
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Right.
It's weird. I'm wanting to make a UAP comic. I want to make like a one-shot 70 to 80 page comic. And like I'm not a Star Wars person. I'm not a Star Trek person. Like I do not like sci-fi fantasy kind of things.
Okay.
I do like sci-fi like District 9.
Okay. Yeah.
I liked and I don't know how much anime y'all watch, but this one's a little bit of a deep cut. Steins Gate.
No, I've never seen it. Yeah.
Steins Gate is awesome. It's like cracking the code of time travel, and like
Oh,
they
cool.
first kind of crack it by sending a consciousness back in time. You're not you're
weird.
not actually physically traveling. They found a way to use like a microwave and a cell phone and all these home gadgets to like send their consciousness back in time.
Oh, weird.
And
So
I
wait,
feel
does
that was
it
a
have,
movie
is
or
it like
something.
is it like quantum leap? Does the consciousness
I don't
go
know.
in
I'm not
somebody's
familiar with
body,
Quantum Leap.
or what's that?
I'm not familiar with Quantum Leap.
Oh, okay. Well, Quantum Leap was about like a scientist who had time, like this project Quantum Leap, and he basically his consciousness would go back in time within his lifetime, so he could only travel like 40 years in the past or whatever, and he would occupy someone else's life, and that person would go forward in time into his body. And but the twist was that he was doing these things. He had to do a good deed in order to move on to like jump into somebody else's.
He was hijacking people's bodies, whereas
Basically,
with
Yeah.
Austin, I think it's more of like projecting a consciousness into the past.
Mhm.
Kind of, to me, that feels more like butterfly effect.
Oh, okay.
With, where like he would put his consciousness into the past and then affect like time, right?
Mhm.
So it sounds like it's a little bit like that, because the whole concept was messing with time. And the whole
It's
thing
super
about
fascinating.
and so
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar. There's a movie called Primer, where people
Oh,
build
I've seen
basically
that.
a time
Yeah, I was
machine
gonna
in the
bring that one up.
garage.
I couldn't remember the name of it, but that one was great. Yeah.
Yeah, and that same idea where it's like layered
Mhm.
time travel, where you really have to be paying attention to understand.
Yeah.
And approaching it on like a very like a realistic kind of level too.
Right.
Mhm.
But even to circle back to what you were saying about District 9, like I too am a big fan of that movie, solely because it, for the lack of a better description, you have like your superhero movies and you have your like street level superhero movies. District 9 feels like a street level alien film, right? Like happening boots on the ground, like it's happening in real time and people are coexisting with it. Alien Nation was a lot.
There's
like
a new one.
I was gonna say Alien Nation was kind of like that too.
Yeah. Harry?
I like They Live. They Live too. It's a good movie. But
They Live, yeah.
there's a new
That's a
Steven
great example.
Spielberg movie coming out.
Oh yeah, that
Disclosure
looks
Day
great.
that I want to see. If you guys
Yeah,
have the
that
commercial.
looks awesome. Actually,
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Yeah.
The thing that I'm worried about,
I think
like
I
trying
think
to do this UAP
Yep.
project, is like somebody making it very similarly, and it's just like this is something that comic creators face on like a regular basis anyways, that we gotta like just kind of understand that there's gonna be coincidences and stuff that happen. But I feel like the whole thing is escalating so much, and I'm like, man, I lived my whole life loving UAPs. I don't want to get like overshadowed, or like they actually are
Austin.
proven real.
yeah, right.
Are you fully on board with the UAP thing? I'm old school. I'm still a UFO. I don't know about UAP. Although I did do a
Yeah,
drawing. a
UAP sounds
drawing
like
to
a
commemorate-
procedure you gotta have. You gotta get a UAP tonight.
Yeah.
this week.
or a Weird Al movie
Yeah, right.
or something.
The sequel, the lost sequel to
VHS or
UHF.
something.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. Yeah, UHF.
Well, I think
Something
there's
like that.
actually a new one other than UAP.
Oh, really?
Oh.
What's the new one?
Yeah,
I
what
actually
is that?
don't remember.
Okay.
But I wanna
think you're right,
make
actually.
sure that okay, so the UAP unidentified aerial phenomenon still isn't quite
There is a
accurate.
new one though. Correct.
Because it is transmedium, like these things have been seen to like just go through the water like without
Something
pressure
something to
resistance.
do with an anomaly or something.
Right, and then it can like stop on a
Unidentified
dime and then like,
anomaly.
completely reverse in like a
So like
wild
flying
way, right?
doesn't really make sense for these things because we
Yeah.
just see them in the air because we see them that way, but they go through everything. And like I listened to this podcast called the Y-Files, and they have like some they have like AJ, the host, has a lot of really interesting guests on there, and one of them like talked about like Warner von Braun had like seen some dazzling lights, and the way he described it is like multiple like a like a giant brush had like different bristles that kind of like made lights. And the guy that on AJ's podcast said that like if this is gravity and controlling gravity, then in a way this is more time travel than it is like just flying, like being physical, like it's dimensionally like warping things. So if they're time traveling and they wanted to go back and see Warner von Braun doing a test thing with a nuclear device, then it's going to look like that because it's like scrubbing the timeline. And it's like impossible to like completely make that make sense, but it also makes sense.
So he's the German, like, I don't want to say Nazi, but he's the guy that we kind of kidnapped and had him work on our stuff, right?
I think he came with Blood Project Paperclip.
So, Austin, I wanted to ask, in terms of time travel and UAP, because now this kind of touches upon something that, and you mentioned the Rogan podcast. There was one of the ones, that interview he had, that I found the most fascinating. Somebody was trying to sell the point that aliens are actually just our future selves.
Right.
And
that's one idea.
It's a matter of that, that's just basically us evolved way into the future. Time travel is now accessible, and they're kind of visiting us only to a certain extent so they don't screw up anything. And to that point, with the Mandela effect being a thing, and only a thing now, and a thing now where UAP sightings are even more prevalent, could that be a fact that like you said, our timeline's getting scrubbed, but it's causing the Mandela effect where we're misremembering things, or things are just slightly different than what we actually perceive them to be? I mean, to that point, I don't know if you want to comment on it.
I don't know, because it's, again, like, to start to be able to control time is just so immensely like intertwined with gravity that it's hard to like I just comprehend like that. Like, it makes sense, like the same things that they say on Rogan make, like if we are to continue on the path that we are and rely on technology more and more and more, then yes, our bodies and our muscles and our energy needs are going to decrease, and our brains are going to increase, and our visual apparatus is going to increase. But who knows if the way that we see a gray alien is even fully biological. Like, this could be some kind of drone, like a biological drone that was crafted in some form. But here's one that I'll prompt to you. What if it is an ancient civilization, thousands and thousands, million years ago? Or humans were here longer than we ever thought that they were, and they got way more advanced than we ever thought that they could, and they escaped the cataclysm, come back as the world has gotten more habitable.
I like that theory
because,
too.
That's
because
awesome.
like whatever, like, people believe that we may not be indigenous to this earth, you know what I mean? Like, we may not have come from here, because the moon, back when things were forming and happening in space, after the Big Bang, like, the moon became the moon because something hit us and it didn't leave our gravity, and maybe that rock brought something
Did he freeze?
from somewhere else
cutting out.
completely. If you believe in, that, in that. Oh, sorry. Did you hear me?
You froze for a minute, but I got
we
what
may
you were
not
laying down.
Yeah, we may not have originated from here at all. We could have come from some other part of the universe. We could have been brought here by that rock that became our moon. Who knows? There's no way to.
There's a theory.
There could be more of us out there somewhere.
There's a theory that's like the aliens, whatever that means. The aliens planted a genetic code in one of the primates here, and that is what has ultimately created us. This is a road that I don't want to visit quite yet.
Yeah. We've gotten so deep off course. We should actually circle it back around.
Yeah,
more
right.
to envy and envy.
Next time,
Hey, Keith.
next time Austin comes on, we should bring Amy in because Amy's like,
I know.
into all this
Can you
stuff.
tell Amy it's
Amy's
a family
fact-checking
show? I
in
don't know what
the
this
chat. I love it.
panspermia.
Yeah, like,
I'm not
what
sure
the
what
hell
this
is
panspermia. I mean,
panspermia theory. I never even heard that. Sounds
Oh,
like
it's
naughty
a
though.
theory. Yeah, it's a family show. Come on.
Yeah,
right.
we're not at 10 p.m. yet. We can't say those kind of
Yeah,
words. But I
Well,
was
yeah,
gonna say,
let's
the
go
reason
ahead.
why, Austin, part of the reason why you came on tonight is because you have an active Kickstarter, correct?
That's right. Yeah, we were gonna kind of
So
flip
let's
it
talk
over.
a little bit more about that. Let's make sure people get some eyeballs on some of
Yeah.
your current creative work.
Yes.
Although I
No.
would, if we gave more time, I would have definitely fallen down the rabbit hole of learning a little bit more about your UAP project. So I hope when that finally happens, and I hope you do still do that, because only you can tell that story the way you intended to. Doesn't matter if anybody else comes out with something similar. Only Austin Light can tell that story. So to that point, we'll be looking forward to having you back for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for
Austin.
now,
Yeah, so Envy, this is the book you've been working on, I think, since you first came on the show, right?
Yes.
And you've gotten to the point now where you have a graphic novel or like a collected version. Is that okay? Perfect. Yeah, Amy's throwing up the link here. Actually, let me while we're talking here, let's put up let me see, where is it now? I created a oh, did it not stick? Oh, anyway, let me bring up, I had a QR code for it, but it doesn't look like it's stuck. Oh, here it is.
We can share it in the chat too.
There it is, up in the
there
right.
you go.
We got
Make
the
sure you
NV.
scan that code.
Yeah, so scan that code and check that out. But while we are talking about it, let me pull it up here on the other screen so everyone can see it. And here we are. So Austin, I'm going to give you the floor if you want to let the audience know what Envy is about and why they should pick up this graphic novel.
Envy is about the demon king Belial being summoned into our realm. He's summoned because all the kings are being summoned. Lucifer's trying to strike out against God again. But when Belial is brought in, she has to face Archangel Michael right off the bat. I have reasons brewing for that. More threads and plot lines are coming together, but all we need to know is that she loses and she has to make a last minute pact with the summoner Fritz that brought her into this world to live the life of a human so that she doesn't have to be reincarnated. But with that, she now has to understand what it means to be human. She can't just live for 3 seconds in a fleshy body and die, and then the pact is done. She has to understand love and bravery and sacrifice and connections and these kind of things. So while all that is going on, other demons are moving. Phoenix, the demon that we just passed up there, was sent to make sure that a little bit more up was sent to make sure that Belial is going to do good on her pact. the way that a demon gets into Earth is by being summoned, and when you're summoned, they have a purpose. So Phoenix had some purposes that she has to fulfill, but she's very close, and it's starting to create a rift and expose things happening in hell with Satanas and Lucifer having a little spat, and there's a civil war starting to happen between them. But Zagan has set up an arcane barrier, and the angels can't come, and there's just a whole lot of threads being crafted right now between the humans and the demons and their loyalties.
It sounds so much like True Blood for demons.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which
do
I
like
think
the
if I was
artwork.
behind a
So-
table, that's how I would pitch it.
I never watched True Blood.
True
so-
Blood.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
True Blood. You should, yes, it's a great show. You should watch it. I recommend it.
It is
So
pretty
the
good
more
show.
Envy learns to become what it means to become a human, she gains more and more of her powers back. Is that right?
So she will intermittently gain her powers back. Just again to make that, have some epic battles happen in between. Because like she's the number one king. She in fact was dethroned by Lucifer, because in ancient times before Lucifer there was Belial, and Belial was not more of an entity, was not more of a thing like Lilith or Satan, but was more of a state of being that more so described the broad essence of not good, worthless, and evil. But as time and religion progressed, Lucifer took over as the actual ruler of hell. So in real life, Belial was dethroned, but she's the number one in this story. She's numero uno king of the kings. Lucifer is the emperor, but she has so much more power, so she can't just be powerful all the time.
Gotcha. Now you do the artwork for the book as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the manga style is really nice on this.
It's actually awesome. It reminds me a lot of like something like you'd see in a Junji Ito book.
Yeah, right. Yeah. True. Yeah, it's
So-
really good. And like I feel like the artwork's gotten better over the issues too.
I
going.
certainly hope so.
Yeah, right. Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
right.
I mean, like I always judge like
I meant
stuff
to
like,
ask you.
like when you look at Rob Liefeld's art and it just never changes, like because he never gets better. He doesn't get worse. He just stays the same, It's good to see the progression though, from like the early stuff to now. Like it looks really good, man.
It's
Thank
next
you.
level.
Speaking
It
of,
really is.
artwork-
It's looking awesome.
Yeah, I meant to ask you, in your what's your process like? Because I heard you talk before that you use a light table, and like how does that work how do you use that? I mean, I have an idea what a light table. I mean, I've used one, but not maybe how you use one.
So I have kind of abandoned my traditional part of the process just because it takes so much time to do.
Yeah.
But what I was doing was I would have a Bristol board and I would sketch the normal orientation on the back of the blue line Bristol board. So I'm not on the blue line side. And I would do this because the initial sketch would always have the most energy. So I didn't want any guidelines. I didn't want any distractions on the paper, things, that kind of thing. And so all the energy and just raw, like just 15-minute, 30-minute sketches were on the back. I would flip it over and then use my portable light, LED light thing that you can get off of Amazon for real cheap,
Mhm.
and kind of do some corrections on the anatomy, on placement, on stuff like right then and there. I would do some corrections, but now and I would also kind of bring it into the guidelines of the blue lines. But what you face there is that now this traditional art is not the right orientation on the right side of the paper, so it's just kind of backwards.
Mhm.
But I would do a quick ink of it and then scan it, and then once it was scanned, I would work on it in Clip Studio Paint and really dive into the art on that side.
And then you
Awesome,
flip it
man.
back over when you go.
Yeah,
there?
I would flip it in Clip Studio back to the correct orientation.
How it's meant to be. Yep, that's pretty cool. That's interesting.
So, are you is there a specific perk you're pointing people towards? Is it the book, or is there a specific, is like a main one that you want people to take a look at?
My feature reward is the volume 1. So I want,
Okay,
I want people obviously to have the most story for the best value, and then as well as, that's kind of a middle of the road, $30. You get the digital deluxe version. So I already do webcomics and post on my website like a webtoon. So what I want to do is make a long scrollable PDF, and you should be able to read it like a webtoon on your phone. And then also you get the regular like full pages for your tablet or for
Cool.
for your desktop or something.
Oh, awesome.
I
Yeah,
love
love
that
it.
you.
And, how many pages is the graphic novel?
So issue 4 is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and
Oh, okay. So 4 is going to be part of the graphic novel too.
yeah.
Okay.
And I was originally aiming at 50 pages, and I'm currently on like page 38. So I'm thinking it might end up being more like 65 pages.
Okay.
Oh.
Give or take, maybe 70. So I have so many plot lines coming together for this finale of the arc that it's just it helps with the pacing. Like, this is all
Getting out of
happening in
control.
one night. Like,
Yeah.
just all the stuff is happening in one night. And in order for it to not, I mean, it's not dragging anyways, like stuff's happening constantly, but
Yeah.
In order to kind of give a change of like situation, I've got different characters on their way to do something or preoccupied with this other conflict. And so
Well, that's kind of what happens with like the finale of like TV shows. It's like a 2-hour big finale, So maybe that's what you're doing here with this book.
Yeah, like sometimes the all the plot lines, yeah, exactly, accumulate into like a over, double sized special issue, or whatever.
Right.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I was going to say 2 things I wanted to mention real quick. One is that I really appreciate that you're keeping the scrollable format from Webtoons and porting it over to the PDF for people to be able to read offline. That's amazing. I'm so glad you're adding that as a perk. The other thing I wanted to ask is that it looks like you're overhauling some of issues 1 and 2 for this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Like going back into the well?
I'm really glad that you pointed that out. Yes. Because I started working on issue 2 today. Like, it's only the lettering. Like, if there's some egregious art thing that I'm like, I really gotta like fix that art thing, I might do it. But the thing about redoing art is that some of these pages I would just have to completely redraw, and like I just don't want to be redrawing and redrawing. You know, I
Yeah,
hope that
right.
my skills continue to get better in the future, and I don't want to redraw what I'm drawing now. So, but the lettering is really important to me because, for one, if they're all going to be in the same book, they all need to have the same font
Uniform
and
look.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing this and doing a little bit of script adaptation too. So if I felt that the writing is bad, like I worked on the first few pages of issue 2 today, and there's a lot that I'm changing with what they're saying as dialogue. That I kind of want it to feel more natural, and I want it to flow better. And I also kind of want it to tie in a little bit tighter with the story that's happening ahead of time. So now that I have a little bit more of a grand, view of what's happening, I can kind of make it make a little bit more sense and more accessible to somebody reading it. Let's just say hypothetically this doesn't fund. It will fund, but let's say hypothetically it doesn't. I still want to have these. I want to have these issues be remastered in lettering again, just to kind of it also kind of shows like a maturity in your comic development too. You open up my first comic and it's just completely different, very much more amateur, and I just don't want people to have that first impression when they open it up.
Bad lettering.
I mean, if
turn people off immediately, So
if George Lucas can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah, there you go.
But I always like to point to, and I've said it before in the show, that let's look at some of our favorite animated series. A lot of their first seasons or their first episodes are very rudimentary. South Park's paper,
The Simpsons,
paper, like cardboard, like patched together. Like The Simpsons, everything's squiggly and like kind of imperfect. Like there's a lot of that, and that goes to show. It's the same thing with indie comics. The more you do it, the better you get. The more you become refined, the more you can perfect it. And we were even just saying,
people like seeing the progression, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And issue 4, like next level, man. Looks awesome,
Yeah, so I'd say everybody check out the QR codes up in the upper right corner there for Envy.
I do
Austin,
have some,
did you want what's that? I'm sorry.
I do have some NSFW bonuses.
I will
start
safe for work bonuses on there.
So like there's a cover version that's not like a variant, like I'm not gonna limit this cover, so it's the same price. But it's an option. You got a safe for work and a not safe for work. And again, I do have the single issue number 4 by itself, just because I may have fans that already got the first 3 and tied on funds, and they just want to get the next chunk. And then the bonuses are for backer count. So we're shooting for 50 backers right now, and that will unlock the next character. So the first character for the NSFW bonuses was Sam. I'm working on that one right now, and I'm probably going to go ahead and post previews of them as they come out.
Awesome.
And they will be in the back of the book, just for bonus pages. And there's also a commission tier. So if you want to commission NSFW or cool cryptids or cool UAP alien stuff, or
do it
all
right on
3,
That's awesome.
Speaking of safe for work, do you still work on your book at work at the gym?
I do. I mean, it's primarily it's like tame for the most part, so I don't have to worry about it. And then NSFW stuff I work on at home, and that just even helps me prepare for any emergency situation, getting used to drawing at home in case I have to move all of it away from work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just be safe.
Yeah, exactly. Austin, any social media you want to shout out before because we have our second guest right in the waiting in the rings. So I wanted to start wrapping this up. Did you have any social media you want to shout out to people?
Yeah, so you can find me on Substack, and that's the best place to go. You can follow me there and subscribe there, and you'll get NV updates straight to your email box. So again, it's a webtoon, so you should be able to scroll it in your web box, your inbox. Through Substack, and that's just American Demon Comics. You should find me pretty easy. And I also have my website.
Subscribe, you get issue 1 free digitally and all that stuff too, which is nice. That's pretty cool.
And don't forget people to scan right over here if you're rewatching. You can go right there to the campaign.
Yep, and the link is also in the description of the video as well. So if you don't want to click on the QR code, you can click it that way as well. So we put the links everywhere. So
it's everywhere. It's accessible.
It's on my website in several different locations. And if you just type in AmericanDemonComics.com/Kickstarter, it should take you right to it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining us once again, Austin.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for taking the time.
We'll have to get deeper in the alien stuff next time again.
Oh yeah,
book you for longer. You know, next time, Austin, you're gonna get your whole show because we get so much we can talk about.
Let's do an all alien show. That'd be awesome.
I'm down.
Yeah, you know, maybe if Rogan does it, why can't we? You know, you know,
thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, Austin, and yeah, next time we'll schedule something. It'll be pretty fun.
Absolutely. Okay.
Right.
Do you need to kick me out, or do I need to get out?
I can put you into the green room, and then if you want to hang out, you can, and then you can log out whenever you want. So.
All right. Well, I'll probably be getting to bed soon, but thank you.
All right. Have a good one, man.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Hanging out.
Yep. Awesome. So good, guys. That was
so
great.
Good.
One thing I wanted to point out before I remove the QR code, check it. Like, did you see the middle of it? It's the ICR logo.
Yes, I noticed that.
Isn't that cool? Like
that is pretty cool.
Yeah, StreamYard. They have a lot of cool little things like that that you can do. You know, like when you create the links and everything. But I'm playing I'm thinking about jumping ship to Restream, but I got to read a little more about it.
What's the difference?
It sounds like you get better, like you get almost the same stuff that you get with StreamYard, but like a little less, money wise. And then I think you can Restream to a bunch more destinations too, besides, so. I don't know. I got to look into it. I looked into the differences and it looked like it was better overall. So I'd have to, I'd have to get it and then play around with it and then, see how it all works.
Right on.
Like the one thing I think I'd be missing is, I got to make sure we get our logo, which,
right.
I don't want like their generic logo or whatever, and things like that, but our two new guests are waiting in the rings.
Awesome. We went a little bit late.
Did you guys get a chance to look at this Kickstarter at all?
I did actually.
Yeah, it's really fun. Sticks and Stones holiday
Sticks and
special.
Stones.
Sticks and Stones. I love that.
I
love the style too. The artwork, which we'll get into. Like, it reminded me very much of like Jim Mahfood, like with those like strong like heavy ink edges, like it looked like the Clerks, remember the first Clerks comic that Jim Mahfood drew for Kevin Smith? It had like those long, angular inks and stuff. I love that. So I'm looking forward to getting to know these guys. Plus I got a project we love, which is really cool. I know that's not an easy thing to get now.
And also the project is about 3 Jewish holidays.
Oh, is it
which
really?
is-
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
you don't really see like project like it like reminds me of Brighton Beach Memoirs. Remember that movie from back in the day?
Yes. Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
you
Yep.
don't see stories like this, it seems like. So I'm really excited to get into it with these guys and find out a little bit more.
Yeah, so let me bring them both in. I'll bring them in at the same time, and then we'll do the introductions. First, we'll bring in Aaron Cohen. Hey, Aaron. What's
Hey,
going
everybody.
on? Hey,
Hey,
thanks
Aaron.
for joining us.
Hey, how are
And
you?
let me
Thanks
bring
for
in,
having me.
yeah, absolutely. Artist Alex Schumacher. What's up, Alex?
Hey guys, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry for the wait back there. Like we're running a little late tonight,
You're
yapping
good, man.
about
It's-
aliens and stuff.
Yeah,
So right off the bat, do aliens exist?
You know,
of course they
I-
do.
I'm in the never say never camp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in the, you can't think that it's like just us.
right. I am
Right.
too. I
In-
agree with that.
In the whole universe, there's somewhere else where something else happened, and there's another version of us that's exponentially cooler.
If it's
Right.
as we say it is, and of course we always are right. So there's got to be some other sense out there, right?
Nice.
I love
Well,
it.
we want
So-
to believe, right? So
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd love to know like both of your backgrounds with comics. Like were you guys from a young age always looking to make comics, or were comics in your life, or I don't know
I've
if
still
Aaron, if
never-
you want to start, and then we'll
Yeah.
we'll circle over to
I
Alex.
think Alex and I have a lot in common in terms of our influences in a way. Grew up loving comics. Kind of like the start of it was the grocery store aisle digest books.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yeah, it was
When,
always
like-
Archie, right? It was always
Yeah,
Archie.
it was always
and, like-
Archie or Richie Rich,
Yes.
right? Or
yeah.
or
Just
whatever.
the adventures.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So when you're
100%.
checking out, and that's your eye level, and it's either that or candy, right?
Yes.
And I would always go towards the comics. So that was sort of the gateway, and then more with that. Then I got into the single issues of those books, which was when I was younger, was the Archies and the Harveys, which we drew a lot of inspiration from.
Yeah.
The Sunday Funnies, Alex and I are huge fans of.
Yep.
And then as I got more into books, Marvel, DC, superheroes, then all the different genres and indie comics. The kind of like the turning point comic for me was Grant Morrison's run on Animal Man. Was sort of something when I
yes.
read that, it opened my eyes to a different type of storytelling. And
We must be around the same age, Aaron, because
Yeah.
I have a very similar trajectory. Like, started with like, it never really got into the Archie stuff, but I do remember buying a few digests. And I was a Richie Rich fan, but also comic strips I was a big on, and then finding comics, and then
Mad
finding
Magazine.
Vertigo stuff about that same age,
Mhm.
Animal Man, Books of Magic, Sandman, all that stuff was kind of
all that stuff just
yeah.
blew your mind,
Yeah, it showed you how much more comics could be, like besides superhero stuff, which is great. And so Alex, same with you. Like you said you have a similar trajectory there.
I hadn't read comic books until Aaron showed me one about 2 years ago. No, that's
No
a
way. Seriously?
no. No, it started very young. My grandparents, because I think we're all kind of close in age. So if you remember coffee table books, my grandparents had this one called the Smithsonian Collection of Newspaper Comics. So
Okay.
I found that and dove in very, very young, and it was just essentially a history of the newspaper comic strip from the Yellow Kid, and I think at that point it was like the 80s, so it went through the current stuff, which at that time was Peanuts and Doonesbury and things.
Yeah.
I got to see the entire sort of history of comic strips, and that's Alex Raymond who's doing Flash Gordon, and Walt Kelly who does Pogo, and just the
Was it
whole
Gasoline Alley and all that
Gasoline
stuff?
Alley, absolutely. So I found all of that very young and fell in love. And then the second thing was, Saturday morning cartoons at that age. So those and like the animated features at the time, Don Bluth and Disney, and
Yep.
all of those found me very early. I'm very much. I always make the joke that like I would probably be very intelligent if I had any room left in my brain that wasn't occupied by pop culture trivia and knowledge.
Same.
there's no room for actual data anymore. It's
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like I can't even remember
What were
like
yours?
relatives' names sometimes, but I'll tell you like everything in the Marvel universe, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I also found like a garbage bag full of comic books that my aunt had collected as a kid, and I found that pretty young too. And so that had a bunch of Silver Age, World's Finest DC stuff, and like the old Harvey stuff, and Wuthering
Oh,
Heights
nice.
when they used
Yeah.
to adapt literature to comics.
Yeah, like Classics Illustrated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
found all
those were great.
They
those
were good.
and then I sort of found music in my teens and strayed from the path a bit.
Yeah.
But in my 20s, I came back and found, I think it was Mike Allred's Madman that was really the one that kind of pulled me back in. That was sort of
So good.
that was sort of the gravity field that brought me back to comics.
Did you guys how do you guys know each other? Did you meet like in like a comics forum or something, or
Missed connections on Craigslist.
Yeah, to you.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Well,
You guys
Keith.
remember MySpace? No,
yeah,
it was.
yeah.
We both had the same profile song.
Mike.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was
Tom,
both. It
Tom,
was
wasn't
I'm
it
too
Tom?
sexy for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We're both friends with Tom. Yeah.
We were introduced by a mutual friend, Tony Wolf, who you might be familiar as a fantastic cartoonist and writer and artist.
Okay.
On his own, he has some great projects out right now. Look up Tony Wolf. Shout out to him. Introduced us.
Yeah.
Yes, Greenpoint.
You were at
Greenpoint.
the Kubert School, right? At the Kubert School?
Yeah, I did some courses at Kubert, which was great, and that's where
Oh,
I
cool.
met.
I did a year at Kubert School too back
did you?
in '95.
Did you like it?
What's up?
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was good. I only did the 1 year and got the 1 year certificate, but I learned a lot that year. Met a lot of cool people, some that I still keep in touch with, which is cool.
Kubert was a turning point. It was sort of during the pandemic when Kubert first offered online courses, because I'm from the East Coast, but I now live in the Pacific Northwest, and I always
Now,
wanted
did you
to go
do
to
the
Kubert.
online courses, or did you actually?
So I
go
did
to
the online
school?
courses, and
Okay.
it was great.
So the most unique thing that I found like most fascinating about going to the school itself was that everybody in my class, because the school is so unique, there's nothing like it in the world. So like I had people from Germany in my class, I had people from Spain, everybody, all these places, people that came to this small town in New Jersey to like go.
Funny
to
you should mention that.
You should mention Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not just for Jews.
The third
Yeah.
the third leg of our operation of the creative is Ralph Singh, who is our colorist, and for this book, for Sticks and Stones, also our letterer and designed the logo. And he is based in Germany, and he is someone who I met while I was doing the online courses at Kubert. He was in my
look at this.
he was in my Kubert courses, and this is our third collaboration together. So
amazing.
Yeah, and as a team, as the three of us. So that's it's pretty awesome how just that community, makes those connections so organically,
Yes, 100%. Like Johnny was like, weren't you there? Like when you were one of the starting members of like the Creator After Network, right, Johnny? Or
yeah, when we were doing Creator AfterCon, it was like this consortium that would get together and have like a gathering point for after New York Comic Con. We grew this indie group, to about like these parties that would be like in the excess of like 100 to 150 people. We'd like basically take over a whole bar, and to have that camaraderie with indie creators. Stuff that's long lasting, people I talk to this day, you know what I mean? And it's funny too, because you look at and you see how people drop off, come back, that kind of thing, ebb and flow with comics. The same way, like you were saying, you fell out of comics, went to music, then you came back again. Just even the creative process too. Sometimes you have to take a break, step back, and you find yourself being pulled back to it again. You always
like the
have that love for
Godfather,
comics.
just when you're out, they pull you back in.
You're back in.
Exactly. You can't escape the clutches of comics,
You can't, because it lives in here. That's why.
It does.
Yeah.
It's in your bones.
It is. I mean, like it's your being, like like I was saying, like I've often said, like whenever I have a bad convention or whatever, it's like I can't stop. I got to keep going. I got to make another book, whether it makes money
an
or not. I
illness.
got to make another book.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something that's like in
So-
you. Go ahead, Harry.
No, I had a question for Aaron. I saw that you currently live in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
How often do you have a voodoo donut?
Not often.
No,
Not often.
Really?
no. What
You
is
know,
that, Harry? I don't.
I'm not
is it
gonna
like
I'm
a
not gonna
brand?
besmirch the Voodoo Donuts online. I do
Yeah.
enjoy a Voodoo donut. But I'm
Yeah.
from the tri-state area, and
Yeah.
I'm a Dunkin' Donut guy. I just came back.
Okay.
It's the first stop at JFK and the last stop when the plane leaves, and that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's all there is to it,
So no, I'm not familiar.
Voodoo
with
donuts
Voodoo.
are-
Is it a brand that's
They're-
from
they're-
Portland?
It's a
No,
store.
no. They're an
Oh,
exotic.
okay.
They're an exotic donut place. They throw things together that you would never expect to have in a donut, like maple
Oh.
donuts with bacon on top, or like Cheerios on top of
Yeah,
It's like
Fruity
all
Pebbles.
kinds of crap.
Oh, okay.
Alex,
Yeah,
have you eaten a
all
lot of?
kinds
Have
of
you
crap.
had a lot of those since you've been
We
here?
tried them, when we got here. They were.
Oh, you
they
guys
were
are
good.
both in Portland?
Well, I live in Aaron's basement.
Oh, really? Okay.
We got a real upstairs downstairs thing going on.
He finds
Yeah.
that out too. So
Like that's awesome.
no, my wife and I moved up here with our baby towards the end of last year. So of course you
Oh,
hear
that's
about
cool.
voodoo. You have and then and then Aaron and I are closer, which is cool too, because we've been collaborating for a couple of years, but now we're actually in close geographical proximity. But yeah, we tried them. They were pretty good. I've been advised that there are
Yeah.
plenty bigger places in Portland.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple things.
I've been.
You used to be able to buy a bucket of the Voodoo Donuts if they're like day olds, or if they're not
Oh,
like
yeah.
they put it in a bucket and you literally buy like a painter's bucket of donuts,
Oh wow.
Mhm.
which
Okay.
I guess is good if you're bringing it to the office or something. You're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you
Or
dump
using
it
it
out
for
on the desk.
self-defense.
I mean, they're
Day old donuts. It's like brass
guess.
knuckles if you put them around your hand.
Knock somebody out.
their
Take a
mainstay.
peanut butter cup.
Their mainstay. Yeah. Their mainstay donut is like a man shaped like a donut, or a donut shaped like a man, and it's filled with raspberry, I think it is, and it's like stabbed through the chest with a pretzel. That's the voodoo donut.
That's
I don't
great.
think I saw that one.
That's-
There was like a
Yeah.
Butterfinger.
I mean,
that was-
I'm from.
oh, pretzel,
Yeah,
sweet
I'm
and savory."
familiar with Portland. Right. I'm familiar with Portland because of my ex-girlfriend who still lives there. She was also Jewish. we used to go visit her like all the time, like every year. So I've been there several times. It's a wondrous place. It's a very amazing place for artists. It's like almost everybody that lives there is an artist. You
Yeah.
can throw a rock
It's a
and hit
lot
like
of that.
5 artists.
It's a big comic scene here. There's a big comic scene here. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Like,
Oh
so
yeah,
is
you
it
have
like,
the Rose.
oh,
the
go
Rose
ahead,
comics,
Harry. I
right?
didn't mean to cut you off.
You have the
What was
Rose
that?
Comic Con there.
Rose City
The
Comic
Rose
Con's here.
Comic Con.
Yeah,
And
Well, yeah, I've
Alex
never
and I
been.
just did Emerald City in Seattle.
we did.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
No, I was gonna say,
Cool.
is the community similar to like the one I hear about in Cleveland? Like that, I feel like that's like just very indie and a lot of zines and things like that. Is that similar in Portland or?
I mean, I think it's that and everything up through people like Michael Bendis or Brian.
Okay.
Brian Bendis, and like
Brian Michael Bendis, yeah,
but then Michael Oeming. So I
yeah, right. Too many
Yeah.
Michaels.
Yeah, when you get Brian Michael Oming.
Yeah, right.
That's their couple name.
Yeah, right.
But so it's everything in between too. And so there's sort of an indie zine scene all the way up through that, which is really
That's very
So
cool.
to get whatever you're looking to do, you can sort of get inspiration there.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. That's so cool. So now you guys have collaborated. This is the third time you said, like on a third.
Third
How-
time
when did you guys make your first comic? Like, and what was it?
2024, and it was the first story that'll be featured in this collection, actually, which is Crime and Passover.
Oh, okay. So is all it? So is this the second collaboration is the second story, or is it, or am I?
The second collaboration just came out, and that was another short comic called Spelling Bee, which is
Okay,
unrelated to
Related.
this.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, completely unrelated, called Spelling Bee. Um, and that issue just kind of dropped recently. And then this is our third, because while Crime and Passover is in this book as a holiday, it's two additional holiday stories and then a fourth story that's connecting everything to one narrative.
Wow. Okay. I really like the artwork. Like I was saying at the top of the show, are you inspired by Jim Offwood, Alex, or is it?
I mean, the funny thing is I think he's sort of one of those that seeped in really early on when I got back into comics in my 20s, and I hadn't really started making comics at that point. It was just kind of getting back into the world a little bit. But yeah, I loved Girl Scouts. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah. No, that was, and then he
um,
did the
He's
Clerks. I found out
yeah,
about him with the Clerks one shot,
yeah. And he used to do
and then
student comics, which I loved as well. And
yeah.
this is going back, but yeah, Jim Moffat is definitely one of those that.
I do
That's,
love that they brought his style into the Clerks cartoon as well. Like I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
He came up
There's
with
just something about the look. I love how angular and everything is. Yeah, it's really
The
cool.
bold lines.
Yeah,
yeah,
the bold
yeah.
lines.
I kind of rediscovered brushes and brush pens right before connecting with Aaron, so it was sort of me just kind of letting it go and kind of leaning into like the animated sort of
Like comic strip
as well.
stuff that we were talking
Yeah, and the
about
comic
earlier.
strip stuff, and just kind of giving it as much movement and kind of motion as I can.
Yeah, I love it. I love stuff like this where it's like, it's not your traditional superhero stuff, but
Yeah, yeah,
it looks like it's like got some comedy, little slice of life, that kind of stuff.
yeah, yeah. And that's
exactly.
what I was to play that up. And then of course Ralph, came in and just completely nailed the atmosphere that we were going for with the colors too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I want to show off the campaign here.
Yeah, let's
but
bring up the
first I
campaign.
wanna-
And for people who don't know about the book, can you kind of give everybody who's watching like a little bit of an elevator pitch?
Yeah,
Sure, I'll start and then I'll kid and play it over to Alex.
baby.
Yeah. So we can do the dance another time, and you can see our feet right now. It's
I'm just
just
gonna do it
dancing with
underneath
this
the
kid.
desk.
Yeah. So Sticks and Stones Holiday Special is 3 Jewish holidays, 3 Mad Cat mysteries, 1 Meshuggah family, right? So it's this family called the Feynmans, and it takes them over all these 3 holidays with the main character Ben Feynman, who's a 12-year-old cross between Columbo and Bugsy Siegel. So he sort of creates a mystery out of every holiday. So every holiday has a mystery that he's trying to solve to sort of be seen and find his place in the family and just kind of find himself. So it's really these comedic mysteries that are based around the holidays, and then they are set, the during all the Jewish holidays with Jewish traditions and Jewish culture, and that's the backdrop for these Clue, Scooby-Doo style adventures.
Any inspiration? Because it sounds a little bit like, or you guys took inspiration from Only Murders in the Building a little bit. Is that a little bit of seep in there, or
Not dark, not as dark,
okay.
but I think
There's no
but,
actual murders in this one. They just
Okay, it's just mystery, like just,
murder snacks and stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's
gotcha.
family mystery. So I think
Murdering a bottle of
inspiration.
Manischewitz.
Yeah, inspiration for us was more like Scooby-Doo, Clue.
I gotcha. More
no,
Saturday morning cartoon vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And Alex can talk to like the holiday specials. That was a huge factor as well.
Okay.
Yeah, for both Aaron and I, going back to the animated stuff that was big, loomed large for both of us as kids. There was always the holiday specials. There was the Peanuts ones, and there was the
Oh my
Looney
God,
Tunes
yeah,
ones.
you're right.
And
Yep.
just and even the Saturday morning cartoons would, around the time of a holiday, would always have themed episodes in that block when it was appointment TV for us kids. So that was something that had always been in the back of Aaron's and my mind, and we thought, what better way to introduce this bombastic, wild, crazy family than having them at their most chaotic, which is, in the eye of these holiday storms. So
Yeah.
we're really kind of, we're dropping everybody in. We're not just trusting our audience. We're kind of pushing them into the deep end before they know how to swim. But
Gotcha.
we'll provide some floaties too. So that was kind of that was the genesis of that. Yeah, or the sort of inspiration behind that were the holiday specials of old, I guess at this point, the 1900s, as kids
Oh my
say.
gosh.
Yeah.
Don't everyone thinks we're so much younger than we are, Alex. Don't ruin it for people.
I think I gave myself by saying Don Bluth and comic strips. I think that's out the window.
Yeah, right. I
It's
love
a
them.
newspaper.
Are these
Yeah, the
are these
it's
are these
it's
characters
interesting because
based
I
on?
think.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh no, I was going to say
No, I
the
was just wondering
holiday
if these
specials.
Ugh,
Look
Harry.
at us. We're
Please,
doing
please,
our
please.
own meet cute.
I was gonna say, what a meet
I
cute.
know. Sorry.
It's like we're reaching for the same melon at the grocery store.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
All right, Alex, take it away.
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry. Whoever was talking.
I think it was Aaron who was.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was Aaron. My apologies. We're small boxes right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I was just going to say to what Alex was saying about the holiday special. Something else we wanted to take from that too was the universality of those specials. Right? Is you're making something very specific within a holiday, whether it's a religious holiday, like in this case, or with the Christmas specials, but it's universal in the sense that you're watching something that all families experience, the craziness of holidays and these feelings of wanting to belong and wanting to be part of the family. So the idea to create something that's specific in our culture, that's a holiday special that you don't normally get to see with Jewish holidays, but it's something everybody can relate to. It's about, multi-generational families, immigrant families, families that have grandma and all these aunts and uncles you only see at holidays. And then you're like, who the hell are you every other day of the year? Like,
Cousins that are your mortal enemies.
yeah. So, that kind of competitive thing within families I thought was really fun to explore. And Alex also was like, I can totally relate to that too. That's also our family, right? So we really combined our experiences into the book to try to make something for a lot of people. The joke is, for the book is kind of like great jumping on point for non-Jews. So like everyone will really has something to find there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I
Um,
love the
even-
idea of the holiday special too. I think that's great. Like that you guys drew inspiration from that.
And-
Johnny, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just looking.
Andy.
Yeah. Just looking at even your character designs, it feels like such an eclectic group. Like you said, like being at the table with like the family, and just kind of just I'm from an Italian American family, so there's Uncle Leo and Uncle, what I mean? They just everybody's personality is so big and bombastic in real life in those situations. It almost feels like they're jumping out of a page, and here you guys are kind of presenting it on page in such a manner, like right here. Like
Yeah,
this
right?
looks like every one of my aunts and uncles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Well, that's where I think there'll be, like you said, commonality between like
Right.
like families, and we all have families, and there's always so that's great,
Yeah.
man.
When
Yeah, I have
Alex did that
some-
page, it was sort of the catalyst for us talking about, wow, we have a real family here we can build on, because it's just you crushed it on that.
Yeah, this is a great page.
Are these
Yeah,
characters
those-
based on people you know, or?
No.
Oh, I see.
To some degree, I think it's like all of our relatives. You can sort of put them in the personality blender and come out with your own version of that. But yeah, there's definitely, I think, a little bit of our families in there, and
Amalgam.
a healthy dose of creative license, to make it funnier and more interesting.
It's
Yeah,
cool that
I
you
think
guys have
it's more
Mike-
like traits and quirks, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what you remember from a lot of people, these
Yeah.
traits and quirks of family members, the things that you find funny or entertaining, and it's the real life things that make it relatable.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure who mentioned it. Someone mentioned Alex's designs on the family, and it's just give Alex his flowers on that. I mean, the designs are just amazing. I mean, these characters are they jump off the page
Yeah, I
and
love the
really
work
are
they're doing.
inviting characters.
But your storytelling is on point too, Alex. Like you know, if you took all those words off the page, you could tell what was going on here. You know what I mean?
All right,
Like,
wait a minute. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
The words are necessary. Don't worry, Aaron.
yeah, right.
Wait a
I'll hold them later.
Nah,
while-
nah, nah.
It's
okay.
it's
Um,
Aaron. It's a thought experiment. So
No, but
that's-
I mean, no, that's key to me too. Yeah.
but I think that's the whole idea. I mean, I think that's key to being like a cartoonist or an artist in any way is the objective, I think, is that the words and the art complement each other, obviously, and aren't being redundant. But at the same
100%,
time,
yeah.
you should be able to look at a page and kind of intuit at least or approximate what's going on. And of course,
Yeah, absolutely.
the writing is important. It adds, emotion and context and a lot of important things. But they both should be able to tell kind of their own independent story. So I do kind of strive for that when I'm doodling.
And he achieves it. That's the beauty, I think, and Alex can correct me if I'm wrong, of our collaboration, is that it's that constant back and forth between us and Ralph of those ideas within the page, because there's so many things to land, like this, and the script has the joke in it. Alex has to land the joke visually, create the with the layouts and the character, so everything sort of has to, and the lettering and the coloring has to point you in the right direction, right? So everything has to kind of be firing on all cylinders. And as the process goes, I'll write the initial script essentially to Alex now that I know that, kind of we've had this working relationship, so it's a shorthand. And then as the pages come in, I just write less. I just go back through and I go, okay, well, I don't need this and I don't need that because
Gotcha.
Alex's artwork tells so much of the story without some of that other stuff, right? So it's a constant, rework and revision and play to where we try to distill everything down to the best, storytelling
right.
possible.
In like
We're big believers in the best idea wins kind of thing. So we're not too, we take the craft seriously, but I don't think we take ourselves too seriously, which is the important part. And we're not, Aaron has said, we're not.
That's why it works, because you guys
we're not too
ego
precious.
out of the equation, So
Yeah.
that's great.
So we all kind of have our fingers in all the different honey pots.
It's nice that you guys can see when less is more, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can kind of optimize the book in that manner. And it's nice that you guys have that working relationship, that ebb and flow, where it's not like, oh well, I gotta make an edit over here, so I gotta give you another page rate of X, Y, and Z. It's like you guys are kind of working together on this awesome thing together, and you have this nice flow, and it seems like the creative process is just like it's putting the magic's on the page, and it shows from what you guys have put together so far. Is ultimately what I'm trying to say.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that it's inspired
and
by
your Brighton
Saturday
Beach
morning
memoirs
cartoon.
references, like right here. It's right here.
Yes. Well, that's the vibe I got when I was looking through that. I'm like, oh, this is like, I feel like I'm watching like Jonathan Silverman's comic come to life.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of thing I was gonna like. Oh well, I could kind of if you like Neil Simon and you like the Brighton Beach, I'm like, no one's gonna get that reference. I'm like, I can't put it on a page. I can't put it on a campaign. I'm like, no one's gonna get it. And here you are, Johnny.
Here I am telling you that you should have done that.
I should.
That way you speak to more individuals like myself out there just waiting to hear that.
If only one person.
Let me flash you back to 1988, me sitting in front of HBO watching reruns of these awesome movies over and over again.
Only if we can quantum leap back in the past and like change. Oh, sorry. So what are some of the mysteries of the book here, of these stories? Each mystery you cover. What is it?
So three holidays,
another...
three holiday mysteries. We have Passover, Purim, and Hanukkah, and we kind of pick the three holidays, based on them being, very various Jewish holidays. I've never really seen a Passover story really that often, and also that we can do different mysteries within them. So the Passover one is, Ben believes that someone is cheating at the Afikomen hunt, which is something at Passover that is a tradition where families hide the
Mhm.
afikoman at the end, and then all the kids try to find it, and whoever finds it gets a prize. And it's super competitive between the cousins. It's like the Amazing Race of matzah, right? So,
Mhm. Yep.
so the mystery is he tries to figure out who's cheating at the hunt because the same cousin wins every year, right? And he kind of treats it like Clue and Agatha Christie, where everyone's at the Seder, and he goes, "I got something to tell you," and it's this whole
And
thing.
everyone's a suspect.
Everyone is the
Oh,
whole
okay.
family.
Yeah, they're all suspects. They're all villains.
I like that though. I like that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
so
I
it's
do.
super
I do
fun.
love a
And
good matzo ball soup.
I
Who
just had a
does
good
it?
matzo ball soup when I was back
It's
on the
good.
East Coast. Oh my
It-
gosh.
Jewish
It's good stuff.
penicillin.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, we don't
What was that?
we don't have all the food, but we have a few things, and we love those things.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, right. Yep.
And then the Hanukkah one is
Mhm.
essentially it's called the Hanukkah story is called Eight, which is a spiritual sequel to Seven, but it's based on eight, the
All
8 nights of
ages.
Hanukkah, and it's 8 pages, 8 nights, so it's essentially
Okay.
one page a night. And even though we kind of
That's clever.
fudge it a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
towards the end, because we wanted to have the eighth night be, of course, the big reveal. Um, so it's like one of those mysteries where it starts on the last night and you go, "What's happening?" And then it tells the story from the first night on.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And just
Right.
like with the presents on Hanukkah, the pages get worse and worse as it goes on.
Oh no.
But at the end, it's like, and then we
Just-
just
just
totally at
the
that
last
point
page.
steal from Charlie Brown and go, "I got a rock," and it's over.
I got a rock.
Yeah.
It's like some
Amazing.
scribbling on the page at the end.
That's so good. Love
And then
hearing that.
Purim, what's fun about Purim is that it's a holiday that is oftentimes usually celebrated with a costume party, like a costume gathering.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
it's a built-in Scooby-Doo mystery, right? Everyone's in a costume and you don't know who's who. And something goes
Mhm.
missing, and in that one, Ben and his dad team up to solve the mystery.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this sounds
So-
great. I love it. How many
Yeah, I love the
pages is
concept.
this book gonna be?
Right now we're at 30. Is that correct?
Okay.
Yeah, well, yes,
Because we
one of the
added-
goals was unlocked, and one of the unlocked goals was an extra couple of pages.
Comic strip.
Yeah, they're comic strips. Tell them about the comic strips. It's pretty awesome.
So Aaron and I had this idea that if we can add some supplementary material, we both love comic strips, dailies and Sunday pages and whatnot. So we thought, what about putting 2 pages of comic strips? They'll be like the daily ones, 3 on one page, 3 on another, and so it'll be
Do
just
a Sunday size.
yeah, and so it'll
Yeah.
be just like you see in the newspaper, and we're kind of trying to contrive of maybe a way to make it look like newsprint a little bit, but we'll see how that.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could do some filters probably in Photoshop
Probably,
or
but
something.
it's at
Yeah.
least gonna be the comic strip, so that'll be a
Now,
lot.
are you gonna do like because comic strips once in a while would do like a long running story? Are you gonna do that kind of with the strips?
I think we were planning to do like gag a day
Just
style.
one a gag. Okay,
Yeah.
gag a day kind of thing.
That's a great idea for a future type of strip thing. But I think,
Yeah, you
I
could
think
work
if we
the
were doing
mystery
like
angle
a
into that, but then
Yeah.
you got to kind of make it a gag though too.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
a
Well,
little
the
tougher.
humor is definitely played up in this book too. We're all about the funny.
I gotcha. That's cool. Yeah, I like that idea. Like, because I even with my last Kickstarter, I wanted to do stuff like that instead of like another bookmark or another. How many stickers and bookmarks do we have from every campaign we back? It's like I'd rather give more comic, like. So I think that's a great idea that you guys did that. And one thing else I wanted to comment that you guys have, is it Mike Kunkel? Is that how you say it? That's the guy that did Hero Bear and the Kid,
That's
which is
the
an
name.
awesome book. Yeah, so you guys got him to do a cover for you? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not. He's not tied up in anybody's house being forced to do it either. I promise.
he's not
Um,
he's off camera in Alex's shot.
I don't
Yeah,
have a.
right.
He's in the
How
attic,
awesome is
actually.
that guy's artwork. I love how animated it is,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It's so good.
So just a kind of apropos of nothing. I did a book with paper cuts, the Flash Gordon Adventures Volume 2, and I was
okay.
fortunate enough to get to know him on that, and reached out, and God love him, he agreed pretty quickly.
I kind of know the editor on that is the guy that did Punk Taco. I forget his, what is it?
Adam Walenta.
Yeah, Adam. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know he's in our neck of the woods up here. I see him at conventions all the time.
Good
I
dude.
just saw him recently at KidsCon like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because he had the
Yeah,
new Punk Taco adventures too.
yes, yeah. He was talking. We're talking about maybe have him come to the convention I run, but
Oh, very
we'll
cool.
see. We'll see if we can make it together. But
Alex has a page in that also. He's just not saying it.
oh, he does.
Oh wow.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
cool.
He's
That's
all
awesome.
over the place. He's
It'll
all
be a
over
little
the
too
place,
much
people.
Alex for the moment.
Yeah.
T- Are you calling the
hearing
phrase
that,
TMA? Is TMA your phrase now?
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
right.
It could
Absolutely.
work for both of us, buddy.
That's a good gimmick, TMA.
Yeah,
Like
right.
if you were a pro wrestler, you should totally be like, TMA Alex Schumacher. You know what I mean?
yeah,
There you go,
right.
yeah. If you saw the
Clearly, I'm
rest of
going to be a pro wrestler, so
Yeah,
yeah, if you saw the rest of our bodies,
yeah, right.
Totally.
as long as it's a video game of wrestling, maybe.
One question I wanted to ask
The
too before
physicality
we,
of a toothpick.
yeah, right. But one thing I wanted to ask before we start wrapping up, how was it? How, like, I saw that you guys were part of the Scott Snyder thing. Like, how was it working with Scott? Like,
yeah, that's I'm a part of that. Alex and I met outside of that, but the cloakroom is through the students of the workshop through the class have the stories in the cloakroom. So Crime and Passover was first in cloakroom. Alex and I connected, and then we did the story in that. So
okay.
so yeah, Scott is fantastic.
Nice.
The class is great, and you have a lot there, and he really puts a lot into that, and is really all about people telling their own stories. Tell the story you want to tell. And the bit of what he was talking about that was a big takeaway for Crime and Passover, hence this entire new series for Sticks and Stones, was kind of write what you want to see. Which is kind of different from write what you know, even though I know this too. But I've for years my writing is focused on sci-fi. I do supernatural, I do magical realism, and all these different things. And thematically, it can be the same as anything. Thematically, finding your place in a family could be the same theme as a science fiction movie as it is for a comedy about Jewish holidays.
Yeah.
And as soon as as soon as I kind of came to the idea of this is kind of the book I wanted to see when I was younger and hide inside of my Haggadah during the Seder and read this instead, I just thought that would be really cool and fun to do. And then so I said, oh, let's do Crime and Passover. And then once we did that, and Alex and I started creating those characters, and I saw that page with the entire family on it. I think we kind of said, oh, we have something here we should really try to explore and make bigger.
Actually, that's very cool. Like, write something you want to see. Like, I never thought. I haven't heard him give that advice before, but that's really cool.
The only other Passover story I know that I've seen in cartoon form is the Prince of Egypt. That cartoon. With,
yes.
Patrick Stewart. Yeah, that's a great cartoon. Yeah.
Good stuff.
That is, yeah. We have a lot of we have 8 Crazy Nights with Adam Sandler.
Love
Eight Crazy Nights.
Yeah.
He's really representing.
That's not animated, I guess, but Hebrew Hammer is rad. I don't care.
Which one?
Who is it?
The Hebrew Hammer with Adam Goldberg.
I like the other Jewish superhero, Spiderman. You guys know that guy?
No.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. This is Bernie Spider-Man.
Guys, he's here all week.
It's great.
Sorry.
It would be like with great power comes great guilt.
Yeah, right. What about, speaking of superheroes, wasn't Amazing Man like Jewish superhero too? Like, remember Amazing Man?
Right now, who do we have right now? Kitty Pryde, right? Kitty Pryde is Jewish.
Ben Grimm,
Moon
Knight.
Ragman. I was always big on Ragman.
Yeah, Ragman was cool. I always loved that character.
Super interesting character. That was a Kubrick character.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
There's,
Johnny's got one on the tip of his tongue.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to remember.
Superman was made by Jews. Does that count?
Yeah.
It should.
Oh, that counts. Sure it does. Sure it
Jesus
does.
Christos.
Who?
Jesus
What now?
Christos.
Jesus Christos.
Jesus
that? I
Christ,
don't-
the ultimate
Oh,
superhero.
geez, okay.
He's somebody's superhero.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Awesome. Well, let me.
With great power comes great responsibility for him as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, besides the Kickstarter, where can people find you guys? You want to shout out your socials?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh.
Go ahead.
Please go for it.
Oh gosh, I have less socials than you. I think I have on Instagram. I'm at Aaron Cohen Writes, and on Blue Sky and most everything else, I'm at the A Cohen because I got
Okay.
them all at separate times and nothing matches. And on Facebook, I don't know what I am, but it looks like an avatar of me.
Okay.
Right on.
That sounds good. How about you, Alex?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Blue Sky at AJ Schumacher Art. I made it easy for myself. I'm on Facebook as well. Personal site is alexschumacherart.com. OnlyFans is no, I'm just kidding. Those are the nobody. I would make no money on.
There's also at AJ Schumacher Art, which is weird.
Yeah, right.
It's not even me.
It's body paint.
Awesome. Well, I want please encourage our audience to check out the QR code up in the upper right for Sticks and Stones holiday special. If you're watching this tomorrow or later on, it'll be in the description of the video as well. 9 days left. They've already hit their goal, which is awesome, but every comic creator can use more, you know.
Thank
so
you. Yeah, we got a couple new things dropping today. Today we have a crossover with Slice of Life from Lifeline Comics.
Yeah.
We have a crossover print that Alex did. That's gorgeous. So if you back our book and you back Slice of Life, or if you already backed one of us and then back the other one, you get the exclusive Kickstarter print of all the characters.
Oh, cool. So they have to
together.
back both campaigns to get the print.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the kick. That's the catch-22.
That's going to be a nightmare coordinating.
Well, luckily, I'm not the ones doing it.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, guys, it was so cool to meet you. And
Same.
I'd say please come back with future projects. You know, just try to let us know a couple months ahead because we book that far ahead, the show. But yeah, I would love to have you back. You guys are great. Love to learn more about you too, you know, down the road.
Definitely.
Awesome. Really appreciate you having us on.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say good luck, but you guys already hit it. And when do you guys think the book will be in people's hands? Will it be by the holidays?
We're hoping so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at the end of the year, so we'll hope
Okay.
by the end of the year. Yeah, probably like around December or so.
Okay. That sounds good. All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. And yeah, good luck and keep going.
Thank you.
Guys, anything else?
Thanks so much. I'm taking that Brighton Beach Memoirs thing all the way home. I'm taking it all the way.
I'm telling you, your next promo online, name drop that. You never know
I wish
what extra
being
pledges you might
compared
get.
to anything Neil Simon is just is great.
It's a thrill. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Neil Simon, one last question. There used to be Aaron a TV and a movie writer. So did you write anything that we might know, or?
Not probably that you know. I worked on some other pitches and some things that sold and got like optioned and stuff like that. And then I have a short film that did the festival circuit and then was acquired by Sci-Fi Channel. You know, and that kind of started that whole thing. And then I got into behind the scenes, so I did a lot of production work behind the scenes on shows and some reality shows as well. We'll go unnamed and a bunch of stuff. So yeah, so kind of all different experiences over the gamut of creative, which is really kind of fed the beast, you know, in terms of storytelling. You know, even the reality shows in terms of storytelling are interesting because it's reverse engineering stories, right? From characters and footage, and it's just a different way of looking at things. So everything is story, and it's, you know, you could take away a lot from all these different mediums.
Talk about having to really
Mhm.
flex your creative to reverse engineer a story, right?
Yeah,
Like you
seriously,
really have
that's
to know the
awesome.
craft inside and out to kind of do that easily, right?
Except
Yeah,
when he talks about
it's
reality
interesting.
TV, he's talking about my OnlyFans. So
Yeah.
that's the
Oh well.
Where if you're
hours
paying
of
attention to
footage
the
on the cutting
plot,
room
you're
floor.
watching the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing this project with us.
Thank you.
And yeah, it was nice to meet both of you. So come back
Absolutely.
on the road when you have something else.
We'd
We'd
Yeah,
love
love
we'll
to
to
have
do.
you
you
guys
again.
back.
Awesome. All right,
Thanks,
guys. Good
gentlemen.
night.
Have a good
And
night,
we
guys.
will talk
Take
to you
care,
later.
guys. Have a good one.
All right.
Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
See
Night.
ya. All right. Man, that was great.
Great show.
Yeah, you never know when with new guests if you're gonna get somebody, like these guys were fun. They were like
they're
like and they knew their shit, which I always appreciate, and this
absolutely
project looks cool, when we were naming like Jewish characters, there's not a lot. Like it's like what one
Mhm.
you count on two hands maybe, and that's it. So it's nice to see a project like this out in the wild, so
yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's not enough attention for Jewish characters. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like for
100%.
have something like this is really cool. It's special.
Awesome. So, anything you gents want to shout out? Like Johnny, you got any future shows or anything coming up?
I'm going to be at Saratoga Comic Con this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got Saratoga coming up, and I just locked in free comic book day at That's Entertainment. This Saturday, so that's gonna be cool. Like that.
Nice.
Some years that's my best show of the year. Sometimes, like because there's they have such a community of people there. So,
It's funny because that kind of show, or that kind of like thing, like a free comic book day, like more often than not can consistently be better than doing like a whole weekend at a Comic Con.
Yeah, right. And it's like one like 6-hour day, and then you get to meet all the locals and stuff, and and then of course I like to be there to snag a couple of free comics for myself.
Right, of course.
Always
Right.
got to get that Inner John Universe special or whatever,
Because they're always
knows?
debuting something special in those side issues. Like Matt Tracker debuted in last year's free comic
Yeah,
book
right.
day. Like crazy.
And before that, I think the very first one it was the first time you saw Megatron
Right.
in the the Inner John U. So yeah, they always drop some kind of like surprise or an upcoming moment in there, so
Something.
yeah, so I'm
some
looking
type of
forward to
thing.
that. And one thing I can share tonight too is, let me see if I can get it while we're talking. I'm getting closer to finishing up Kid Switch issue 2, and
We get some art.
yeah, I got the
Nice.
so Johnny, you've read the script of
I have.
So I just got the page of art from when
It's
when
is Kid Switch Jewish?
no, but I would say he's got a little bit of Spanish,
He could be.
background because his
Oh,
mother
I
is
did.
like
Okay.
Spanish.
All right.
But so the page that I just got was when the characters are first introduced, or Monty and Joey are first introduced to Admin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, it came out just as good as I pictured in my head, like that, just that sequence. So here, let me share it with you guys. I
Let's
pulled
take
it
a
up.
look.
And I thought it came out really good. So let's see. So like there it is, like popping off
cool.
the glove, and then it like it grows like the Megatron style into the, you know what I mean, to like the robot. But I thought it
Oh,
came
wow.
out awesome, like just so cool,
That is awesome. Look at that. I love the head too. It almost looks like Rob.
Yeah,
Rob,
right.
You know what I mean?
Giant camera, kind of,
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I thought that came out really good. So I was really really happy with how that turned out. And I even told Marcelo, I was like, dude, this looks just like you pulled it right out of my brain, you know?
I love when an artist can do that. It's
Yeah,
cool.
so good. So he already did the breakdowns for the last like 4 pages, and I approved all the breakdowns. So I'm hoping he'll like just bang out those pages and send them to me, because I'm not like terribly behind on the Kickstarter due date, but I am a little behind. I think I told people I would deliver it by March or April. So I'm hoping by the end of end of May I'll be sending it to the printer. So that's my hopes, you know.
I think that's fair though. I mean, it doesn't sound like you're too far off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's there. And I've been lettering right along. So as soon as he gets me those last 4 pages, I can just bang out the lettering and then just do like one final pass, like wait a week and then read it again, make sure everything looks good, and then just send it off.
And that week is so important, that buffer time to be able to
Isn't
put it
it?
away and then revisit it.
Yep.
And then make sure everything's solid.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't know if I showed it to Amy, but she said I love it. So I forget if I showed it to her or not. But yeah,
She has no
I
choice.
like that. I like that appearance in issue 2. It like brings it to another level, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it just adds like the mysteries of this glove. Like, what else does it have in it? And you know,
Right, exactly. It adds another layer because it's unexpected.
yeah.
And
exactly.
spoiler alert for people who are watching.
Yeah, like I just wanted to ruin it. Like
It's so cool. But it's so cool where it's like, okay, you want to see, you know, it's like, and you know, anybody who sees it, okay, like it's a spoiler, but it's special because you got to see it first.
Yeah, exactly. And it is a spoiler,
Exclusive.
but you don't know what
It
he's
is
saying,
exclusive.
and you don't know where that plot point kind of goes. So like,
right,
still
exactly.
got that about it, you know.
Absolutely.
And some of the images I have had has the robot in it, so people might be like, "Oh, okay, this is where that comes from," you know.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, cool. It's and actually, you know what's a little side benefit that I was just thinking about this week was Dynamite Comics is talking about, they're putting out a Ben 10 comic.
Oh,
And they said
that's
the
cool.
first issue like sold like crazy amounts, like
That's
you know, like a hit comic. So I was like, oh, awesome. Like, that'll just help, you know, like it'll probably be out around the same time as this comic is running. So it's like, okay, that'll just help me, you know.
Right. It's kind of the same vibe too.
Yeah. What'd you
She's
say?
got a
Hannah?
watch, right? Ben 10 has a watch, right? Is it a watch?
Yeah, it's a watch
makes him
that has like 10 different aliens trapped inside of it or something.
Okay.
And then he becomes like one of the aliens. And I don't remember, maybe because I've only seen a handful of episodes. Amy probably would remember more.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he can control which alien he becomes every episode. Or
Yeah,
if
I
it's
think
like,
there was a little bit of like a rogue, like you couldn't tell.
Yeah, and if I remember right, they would always favor like one or two aliens over the others. So like there was like a couple that you would hardly ever see.
Right.
And yeah, you know, it was like one of those. But that's what a cartoon I'd like to go back to one day and just watch it all, because it looks like it evolved beyond him.
I think there's
being
many
a kid
versions of it.
into, like, he became a teenager, and then like I don't
Yeah.
know if it got really super serious, I think, like eventually.
Yeah, no, I think they did age him up a little bit
They
as the
did,
show
yeah.
went on, which is very interesting when they do that.
And that was Ben 10 was all comic guys that created that, the Man of Action Studios. It was
Man
like
of Action, yeah.
it was Joe Kelly, Joe Casey, Steven Seagal, and then I think another guy, and they all, you know what I mean? They all like created these cartoons, and it wasn't just Ben 10. It was Generator Rex, and do you remember that one? That was on.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Generator Rex, and then there was Secret Saturdays them too. Do you remember Secret Saturdays? That was like
I don't know if I
that
ever
was
saw
a
that
short-lived one. It looked like it was very heavily inspired by like Hanna-Barbera's World of Super Adventure and things like that.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah, I don't
remember
know
that
if I
one,
ever,
Harry?
I don't know if I ever saw that one.
No, I like Amy's comment though. I like the Manimal, but also Automan.
I'll see if I can find
We're
a look.
talking about
You might recognize it if I show you a picture of it, Johnny.
maybe
It wasn't as good as it looked. Like I remember seeing the preview and like the poster for it, and I was like, this looks amazing. And then when you finally saw the actual cartoon, it was like, oh, this is it. Yeah, it was kind of like that. Like
Wildly disappointing.
yeah, wildly disappointing. Like this is it. Let me show you.
like
Yeah, but it was like one of those ones that looked like it should have been better than it was. Do you remember that?
Oh,
no.
yeah, vaguely. It looks vaguely familiar. Like the creatures look like they could
It
have
looks-
been like loosely inspired by Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, like it looks
Yeah,
like they
right.
they took like a cryptid type creatures and they were like,
Right.
and this
yep.
iguana looks like it was like from the intro of Johnny Quest or something.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
You know, and then like the kid's got some weird weapon and the woman has a sword and like, yeah, it looks wild.
That's
you know, and it was like,
the Herculoids bird in the back.
yeah,
there.
it had like a Herculoids vibe to it.
Yeah,
and,
that was kind of like the
Yeah, a
vibe
little
I was
bit.
getting off that.
and then when I watched it, I was like, oh, you know, like it wasn't as
Right.
good, you know. So they even made like a Nintendo Wii game or something. We have it at the store, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about
Oh.
this, you know.
Too funny.
It's wild. But yeah, so like all those guys, it's kind of cool that they're all comic guys that did that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, because it goes to show that they were able to break out of the medium and
Yeah.
work in things outside of comics, but comics help springboard them into that.
But
You
but
know.
it always pulls them back. Like Joe Kelly's writing comics again. He's like writing Spider-Man now and
Yeah.
a couple other things. But yeah, no, it's kind of funny how everybody kind of comes back to comics, you know.
Always.
Even
We were saying that
Kirkman, look
before.
at Kirkman.
Yeah, that's right. He's doing Transformers now.
Dude, he's writing like 4 books right now. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, and
But
he's
like,
doing-
it's cool that he's not just doing like his own stuff. Like he's doing Transformers. Like, you know what I mean? He's still branching out. It's not just
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm doing Invincible. I'm doing Walking Dead spinoffs. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he's doing like a lot of things, which is cool.
yeah, I like that too. I've always admired Kirkman, like ever since he first started in comics. I like when I first saw Walking Dead and I first
Yeah.
saw Battle Pope and all that stuff. I was like, this guy is awesome.
Well, Battle Pope alone, like it's such a like wild title that you'd want to know more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So crazy. But yeah, Harry, did you have anything you wanted to shout out? Because I'm thinking we should wrap it up. We're going a little
No,
late
not
tonight.
really.
Yeah,
Not this week, but I might be interested in going to the free comic book day. I should probably load up myself on some of those. Do some
Yeah, if you
reading.
come down, it usually gets pretty busy down there. So, you know,
Yeah.
it should be a good time. Hopefully, you know.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
jelly
you
you
guys
guys are
haven't
gonna
watched-
be there. If I wasn't in Saratoga, I'd come by.
Cool. They got a couple cool people going to be there too. Joe St. Pierre, Keith Champagne, Tanner Ogle will be there.
Oh, nice.
Dave
cool.
Dave Gordon's going to be there too. From
Being Gordy.
Being Gordy.
Nice.
Patrick Brigham. There's a bunch of people. I think I know just about everybody that's going to be there, except for
It's
one or
almost
two artists.
it's almost a preview to Plastic City almost. A mini
Yeah, a little
Plastic
bit.
City.
Free Plastic
most of those
City, I
guys-
like it.
Yeah, most of those guys will probably be at Plastic City. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so like it should be a good time. I'm hoping, anyways, it always is, and it's always been busy and profitable. So,
And that's
Shout
a
out
great
to them.
store too.
oh, it's an awesome store. I love that. So,
I don't think I've been in that one, so
oh, you haven't
you'll
been?
love it,
That was
Harry,
a
if you
really
go.
cool one.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big.
I'll take a
It's-
trip. Yeah.
Yeah, do it, man. All right. Anything else, guys? I'm ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we can wrap this up.
You guys
all
haven't
right,
seen,
cool. Yeah.
you guys,
All right,
you guys haven't
everybody.
seen the whole documentary, right?
No,
I-
I haven't seen it yet.
The
We were
whole-
talking a
I
little bit
watched
about
it.
episode
Oh, yeah.
1 last night. I watched
Oh,
episode
good.
1.
Oh, you did.
I like
What'd you
it.
think?
Yeah, so far.
Yes.
I mean, like I don't know much about Hulk Hogan. but I was always, I mean, I
Mhm.
know some of it, but like, I was always interested in the rise of Hogan, you know, and
Yeah.
I liked Jimmy Hart was in it, of course, and you know, of course,
Oh yeah.
so I'm looking forward to
Friend of the
finishing it.
show.
Friend of
Yeah.
the show, Jimmy Hart.
Yeah,
Friend of the show. I feel
Yeah.
if you keep him in mind though, the very last episode or last the fourth episode of the documentary, I kind of felt bad for Jimmy Hart. I mean, obviously because he loses his friend, and it just kind of
yeah, right.
felt. Yeah, I wish we could have talked to him more about his friendship with Hulk Hogan when we had him at Eurocon last time.
Yeah, he did
This
talk
guy
to
was
me a
so
little bit about Hulk when he was there, but not.
he's
He
so
didn't really
prolific
go
though. He wrote
crazy.
many songs. He wrote many of the theme songs for the wrestlers as they walk. Like I think he wrote obviously the Honky Tonk Man song. I think
Oh,
he
he did?
wrote the Demolition. Demolition.
We need a
He's like a
documentary
songwriter.
on
That
him.
guy. I know. He'd be awesome to learn about.
It would be. But yeah, so
Yeah.
everyone check out that Hulk Hogan documentary right now on Netflix. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Join us every other Monday night for our live streams. We're trying to keep it bi-weekly. So far, we've been doing a good job.
We've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, we have been. We've been doing good. One note I wanted to drop to both you guys and the audience too. So when we get into May, so we have a show on the 11th of May, but then we're going to be back live the following Monday on the 18th. And the reason I did that is so Memorial Day we would be on an off week, because I figured like no one would be around watching YouTube on Memorial Day,
Yep, that's smart.
So Amy's saying next week early start time. No, I haven't nailed that yet. One of either the 11th or the 18th will be starting early as well. I think it's the 18th. So we'll be starting at 8:15 versus 9:15. So
With a friend of the show.
And we got 3 guests that night. So it's almost like a big banger right before Memorial Day, So
Yeah,
actually that's going to be a great night. Johnny, the guest that night, should I just say it? It's going to be
let's go. Let's talk about
3 guests. We got H.H. German, which is always fun. Love that
always
guy.
fun. Great guest.
Followed by Dan Price from Bigfoot Knows Karate. We haven't seen Dan in a while.
Yep, it'll be awesome to
And
have
then
Dan back.
third guest is our friend who's got an awesome Kickstarter coming up, Brian Lafferty. So,
oh man, that's gonna be we should have Brian all night long if he's down to do that.
yeah, if he wants to come on and join us, he can.
You be
Yeah,
just a co-guest that night too.
yeah. Ask
That'd be
him if he
cool.
wants to come on. We can bring him on that whole night.
Yeah,
and then
because
we
it'll be
can
good. It'll be cool to see him interact with HH, because HH is a fighter.
Yeah,
And Brian does the MMA fights, and then it would be interesting to see his take on just all the other guests. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ask him if he's down with it. Let's do it. I'll bring him in.
Yeah.
On the 11th, we got Enrique Lopez and then Julius Freeman, which we haven't seen in a while. Too.
Julius is the best. Awesome.
Yeah, and Enrique is a fun guy too.
Yeah,
so
Kike
that's
is
gonna be a
awesome
good
too.
night too. Yeah, so we got a couple nice, good shows coming up, and then we'll be off for Memorial Day. So
nice.
Yeah, so it'll be good. So, all right, everybody, we're gonna wrap this one up. Thanks for watching as always, and most importantly, everyone, read some comics. All right, everybody. Good night, and we will see you in 2 weeks.